Hey everybody, Beaumont Enterprise sports reporter Avi Zalen here, hoping to bring you guys up to speed on what was a really exciting night in Southeast Texas high school basketball. If you guys somehow keep up with my Lamar coverage, and God help you if you do, you'll know that I'm trying to kind of start including more videos on the blog, just another way of getting information out to you guys. So if you like it, great. If not, you probably have eyes and ears, and that's completely understandable. Just to start out with real quick, I was at Ozan at Nederland, so obviously I'll talk a little bit more about that, being as I was actually saw that action. Ozan edges it out. They beat Nederland 69-64, and that's a huge game. We knew it would be a huge game coming into it with such a tight district and the week's really winding down. And tonight, I gotta be honest, Brian English's squad really, impressed me. I thought there was a chance that, Ozan could come in, kind of push the Bulldogs around a little bit. But just as they showed against Central, Nederland did a great job of never giving up. Really, that was a staple of the team. And obviously, I'm not taking anything away from Ozan. I'll get to them and all the things they did well in a moment. But for right now, I just, really had to give props. Coach English is probably, in my opinion, one of the best in the area at what he does. And the Bulldogs, they took a 1-point lead into the first quarter, and then in one of the most dramatic turnarounds I've seen from a high school team, at least this season, Ozan takes a 39-27 12-point lead into halftime. So a huge change in momentum there, and what keyed it was Jordan Hunter. We knew he was Division I talent, committed to New Mexico, but the junior guard really showed it tonight. I'd been to a couple other of his games, and, I knew he had the potential, but it never really just came out. He never just had one of those on nights, and this was one of those by far. He's a little passive in the first quarter there, and that might be a reason why Nederland was able to jump out to a lead. When the second quarter, the kid just exploded. Right off that, 3 triples. I want to say in consecutive possessions. I might be wrong. And, he shot him from orange. I mean, he really, the way I worded it in my story is, had it been a lot of different other players shooting from that range, Coach would have, just buried his head in his hands and said that's a dumb shot. But for a kid like Jordan Hunter, who has that kind of range, has that kind of confidence, he exploded for 16 points, in the first half, and that was a big reason why Ozan was able to go up. And then, like I said earlier, in the second half, Nederland really gets going. Colton Weisbrod becomes a lot more involved in the offense. They calm down. They had been committing a lot of turnovers in the second quarter. I counted 7-1, 7 Nederland turnovers to 1 for Ozan in the second quarter. And then in the third, they start creeping back in. Now they're only down 5, entering the fourth, or 6 rather. And then in the fourth quarter, hey, they did what they did against Central, and that is hang around. Nederland hangs around. They get down to, I believe, only down 3 with under 10 seconds left. And Brian English said best, we fouled the wrong guy tonight. They end up fouling Jordan Hunter twice, sending him to the line on 2 consecutive possessions, if probably the last 2 possessions that Ozan had, if not the, if it was close. It was in there. Sorry, I'm tired. And he sinks all 4 free throws, which is huge, and that seals the win. And what that does, and there was some chatter on Twitter about it, basically what happened is after the game, Coach Savet over at Ozan told me that now they control their own destiny for district title. So, kind of took that at his word. And what it turns out is that they would be, there's a scenario where they could be co-champions at the end of everything, but the tiebreaker would go to Ozan because they beat both Central and Nederland, I believe. It confuses me sometimes. But anyway, now it creates a 3-way tie for first. But Central and Nederland have to play each other. I'll try to bring up. I'm on my desk here. I can't really find the schedule right now because everything's a mess. But they play Ozan's remaining games is P&G and Lumberton. So that should give you an idea of that district. No matter what you want, what you draw from it, just incredible competition all year long. Whether it's Central and Ozan, whether it's Central and Nederland, whether it's Ozan and Nederland, those three teams going at each other this year have just been a ton of fun to watch. I mean, just a complete joy. And tonight was just another installment. Hey, the atmosphere, huge props to, the Nederland faithful. Obviously we like to talk about how this is a football state. But tonight, I mean, it could have been in Indiana, guys. Really amazing atmosphere, packed the Dog Dome. I heard somebody told me that's the most full it's been they've seen at least this year, maybe in a couple more games, but completely packed. I had trouble. I couldn't park in that parking lot. I had to, go to a different one. Great atmosphere. It was really nice to see all the fans come out for that. In addition, just looking at some other big games tonight, Westbrook was playing North Shore in a huge matchup for supremacy of District 21 5A, and North Shore, shows why they are one of the best teams in the state. They edge out a 69-58 win against Westbrook. Memorial gets revenge on Baytown Sterling in a big way. They beat them by 20. Other scores in District 24A. Central takes care of Livingston. LCM beats Lumberton, and that's a big game in determining that fourth spot. 46-32 is the final in that one. P&G wins at Vider. Looking at 21-3A. Not a whole lot of real intriguing matchups. HJ beats Bridge City. Walsh takes care of Buna. Silsby on top, of HF. So it was a big night in high school basketball. The fun continues. For a couple more weeks, we got district play. And then we'll move on to playoffs, and we'll see how far some of these guys go. I know there's some talk about Austin becoming a possibility maybe for a couple of these teams, and we'll see. It really helps that, especially in District 21 3A, District 24A. I mean, really in all our local districts, that they do have some of those great teams to play against, and that's going to help you prepare for Austin. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, look for all of our coverage on the Beaumont Enterprise every day and online at beaumontenterprise.com. Thank you.